Oi, oi, I apologise profusely for being abhorrently late. I got caught up in some WrestleMania action. Getting my voice getting better, eh, Cameron? What a numpty. Hybrid, you're not wrong though. You're not wrong. It was chaos this morning. I can't remember the last time that I was up so early, I'll be honest with you guys. It's bonkers. It is bonkers, Jomo. What's going on, Visa? Very, very techie, but I abhor tardiness, so that's no excuse. What, just because you're a bit sick, Cameron? That means you can't turn up on time. What are you doing? But you can see the new trim is in effect. Good morning, Max. From New Zealand. Let's go. Right, we should have ourselves a race on our hands. I've convinced myself of that. I have convinced myself. It's official now. We're going to have a really, really good race. We are. It's got to be a good race, hasn't it? Surely, surely. Come on, Suzuka. I'm clutching onto the fact that Ferrari, their race simulations were quick, right? Notwithstanding the fact that obviously Carlos Sainz Jr. has said that they were running on lower fuel loads, but Max is trying to hype it up, saying that he's a bit scared of Ferrari's race pace. I'm hoping. It feels like Mercedes may or may not have come on a step. Maybe not. Who knows? It's like, oh, please. Please. Have mercy. Go on then. We're going to get some metrics up as soon as the race kicks off, courtesy of our mates, friends of the channel. The app known as Multiviewer Hybrid. What's going on? Can you not get F1 TV in the UK? Hybrid, so we can get there's two tiers, isn't there? There's F1 Access and there's F1 TV Pro. Sky have exclusive rights in the UK, so we need to do something dodgy. Need a NordVPN to point it at Netherlands if you wanted to do F1 TV Pro. Otherwise, it's like £31 a month, courtesy of Sky Sports Stream. What's going on, Annie? Joseph, hopefully the heat gets the RB. It's a long shot. Joseph, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping I could do a good race. I'd like to believe, but I can't walk on water, says Uncle Elias. Mate, Max, I'm on F1 TV Pro here. Let's go, Max. Hybrid says, I know Sky got monopoly. Indeed, they have. Courtesy of one Rupert Murdoch, bless him. Fingers crossed, says Coyote. Oh, Coyote, it is hoping. Biggie Boy, gotta love the morning voice. It's not on, is it, Biggie Boy? It's not good enough. Barry White settings. But you know what? Whatever. We roll with it. Some people like it more, in fact, but not me. I need my voice back, ASAP. But listen, we are 4 minutes away from a Japanese Grand Prix. Hassan, it is indeed on. It is indeed on. Watching F1 from the Netherlands is obviously just better anyway. Beaky, but I don't hate that. I don't hate that, especially with Mr. Verstappen. Imagine Max Verstappen still puts it on pole, notwithstanding the fact that Checo Perez was on his best day and Max was on his worst. Hangover gone, says old. You guys are kidding me. Charles takes out Lewis turn one. Oh, we're going to have to talk about Charles, aren't we, Alan? We are going to have to talk. Joe Mo. Lewis Hamilton on the podium. He's hoping, Joe Mo. He's hoping. But Lewis has already started giving them mixed messages. I heard him pre-race. You know, they did a driver's parade and he's saying in free practice it was the best car that he drove all season. In qualifying he had a sound base, but then said he was happy because he could push the car through the S's and turn to up, spoon, hairpin. But then in the pre-race parade, the driver's parade, he was like, well, I hope we've got a better race car than we did a qualifier. What is it, Lewis? I don't know. I don't understand these mixed messages at the moment. I'm confused it's a struggle to keep track of these things as it is, right? Like what's going on? Joseph says 2-stop race. I think so, Joseph, because everybody's been talking about the tyres getting, as Crofty in my ear says, the tyres are going to get punished, right? If these guys, the best drivers in the world, can't push at 100% over the course of one lap at Suzuka, then, mate, managing race pace is going to be, or managing tyres over the course of race distance is going to be techie. Going to be really, really difficult. State pit stop time prediction. Oh my gosh, hybrid. But they haven't sorted it out, have they? They've got a compromise, an interim measure, but they can't. When those wheel nuts overheat, they just can't get them off. Lightweight materials, so I am told, and there's nothing that they can do in the interim. So it's still going to be long. See, 5 to 6 seconds, I'm told. Optimistic timings from Sauber Steak Kick F1 or whatever they're called now. Good as well. Merck wasn't front row in quali, so hoping. Right, Uncle Elias. So go on. This is the Mercedes stories. People keep telling me to stop talking about Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. Isn't there another topic for you to talk about? Somebody said in the comments. Well, we got to talk about the big topics, right? A Mercedes story arc is a hot topic. 8-time Constructors champions. Where are they now? How are they going to get back? Toto Wolff's tenure. Is he still the guy to manage that transitional phase, trying to get Mercedes back to the top where many say they belong? So here's the problem with Mercedes at the moment. So as at Australia, they didn't know what was going on. It felt like they built another car with a peaky performance curve. What's going on, Eddie? I hope you're good, sir. Bro, I've been awake for 56 hours. Oh my gosh, Eddie, the dedication, bro. You gotta get some sleep after this, man. Que duermes bien. As we get a vista of the hardcore dedicated. I mean, which fans are more dedicated than the Japanese fans? Let's be honest. Do me a favour, peddlers, and smash the like. 8/69. That numerator is far too low for that denominator. Do me a favour, we'll get a cheeky shot of one Yuki Tsunoda. We're 60 seconds away from race start as we get a cheeky look at Charles Leclerc. So let me nail Mercedes. Oops. Right. Yeah. Like, smash the like. Thank you, hybrid. Moderator extraordinaire. Settings. Right. So the problem with Mercedes in quali. Mark Hughes wrote a brilliant article on the race website, doing almost like a waterfall analysis, saying that don't pay so much attention to the 7th position, because at face value it looks like Mercedes are stasis, if not going backwards. But the headline, as we get Stefano Domenicali with, I think, the Prime Minister of Japan, potentially someone important. But if you do a deep dive analysis to get underneath the hood of Lewis Hamilton's performance, okay, so 2 things we want to consider. 3 to turn 11, Lewis Hamilton was only a couple tenths away from the race leading Max Verstappen. Not Max Verstappen's best lap by any extent, but if you're talking about progress, then you've got to take that into consideration, because hitherto, at Australia and any of the other Grand Prix that we've had thus far this season, Lewis Hamilton hasn't been within a tenth. Soft tyres. Everybody's started on softs. So again, it's going to get techie. NC Paddock, you're a legend. If the start is clean, number 1 needs sector 1 to start edging away. If Carlos beats Charles again, Ferrari might need to ask themselves, are they really back in the right, man? We're going to talk about it. NC Paddock, I promise. CBD, what's going on? Race is about to start. Hopefully he has a good race, but worried that the temperatures have gone up. I think it does look hotter, right? And plus it's earlier on in the day. Alan, that's cold. Right, we're going to get metrics on. Right, so in terms of Mercedes, it's promising on 2 fronts. Firstly, when they have a good car, Lewis normally beats George. Secondly, if you look at the deltas over the course of the lap, right, like Lewis wasn't that far away from Max, and that's new. That's new. He hasn't been able to get close to Max forever over the course of a qualifying lap. And again, you got to bake into that wasn't Lewis's or Max's best lap that you've ever seen, right? He didn't get a decent lap, even by his own account, contrary to what I said. We are on formation lap, by the way. Oof. Come on, let's go. Let us go. NC Paddock is a legend. Go and check out that YouTube channel, by the way. And listen, take NC Paddock Matthew as an example, right? I don't want to come on here and start doing the old Tony Robbins thing, but you only smoking mad Merc opium. Go and read the article, Hybrid. Promise you, it's a really, really good article. I might try and link it, but we're very close to a race start, aren't we? Bernie alluding to the early safety car. I suppose that's why you want to go on softs, right? If you're going to get an early safety car, then it makes sense to kind of get those out the way. It's nice going to apply the pressure on RB today. Lando's cut a different figure, you know. I'm feeling that he's been listening to Eddie Jordan on the Formula for Success podcast, who've been quite openly critical of the nice guy image. Right, we're getting them lining up now per my stream, and we are a couple seconds away from a race start. Oh my God, I'm excited. There'll be some Alonso grid burnouts. It doesn't matter, it'll be quick off the start with any hybrid. So yeah, I'm not oh, so Max Verstappen has pointed his car. Look at Max Verstappen's, look at the angle at which he's brought his car to rest. He's not messing about, is he? Did you guys see Yuki Tsunoda jumping over the barrier, the entrance barrier to get into the Grand Prix? I love that. Hassan says, I'm snorting that LH Macrachium. Let's go. I love that. I might have to steal that. Hassan, right. Two red lights, 3 red lights, 4, 5. Oh, Max has got a decent start, hasn't he? He's away. He's just covered off Checo. Look at that. Consummate professional. Was it ever in doubt? Oh, come on. Oh, Carlos tried to put one up the inside of Lando. Oh, Max Verstappen's just nailed it already. Oh, we have an accident in the background, potentially safety car. Oh my gosh. Alex Albon. Oh my God. Oh, the humanity. Red has to be a red flag, old fart. I think you're right. Look at that. Alex Albon stats. What are they going to do now? They're going to have to build another car, right? Holy smoke. All right. Let's get some. There we go. Red flag. I'm a little bit behind you guys on with my visuals. Right. Let's use this interval. Oh, Danny Rick and Alex Albon. Are they fighting? Oof. That looks bad. Thankfully, both the drivers seem like they're all right. Oof. There you go. You got your red flag. All right. Let's get some things up. Both drivers are alright, but Alex Albon and Danny Rick are out. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anthony Davidson, critically for Williams, the exam question for them is the chassis okay, right? Because they haven't got. What are they going to do? What are they going to kick out Logan Sargent again and give? Oh, that's bonkers to do that like 2 times. I think it's outrageous the fact that Logan Sargent has the broken. I know that it was set up for his like seating and whatever, but why does he have to have the bloody up? Let's have a look at this. Let's get in the replay of what happened between Danny Rick and Alex Albon. Oh my gosh, Albon nearly Danny Rick nearly collected Yuki. Oh, that's Danny Rick. Danny Rick was doing one of these, wasn't he? He was trying to open up the steering angle of the corner. So just before he was going into the left-hander, he did one of these. Anthony Davidson says it right. It was a racing incident, but ultimately, mate, you've got to, Danny Rick, you've got to, at the start, it's difficult to have that God tier spatial awareness, but Danny Rick was just going on chaotic, wasn't he? I know it was Yuki. It was Yuki that was, it was Yuki that was being a bit chaotic. Here we are. He did just squeeze you. Right. Let's get something going here. We are red flag circumstance. Right. Boo. Let's get this on the go. Thank you guys for joining me, by the way, this Sunday morning GMT. It's a privilege every time. Right, come on then. Come on then, camera. Move you across. I normally do this in the background, but it's far too early for me to care about that stuff at the moment. Okay. Okay, we'll have to tinker with that, but you guys can see what I can see now. Right. 60 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash a like if you could, please. Exactly what my guide, moderator extraordinaire Jomer said. Kayori, wagwan, Kayori. Hassan, I'm done with Danny Rick. I know, Hassan, he's in the doldrums here, Hassan, isn't he? But be nice to the chap. Like, I don't... Danny Rick is Sabrinsky, bruh. Alonso will have a good start. Oh, Eddie. Go on then. Let's have a look at what's going on. The runners and riders currently as they sit at the end of lap 1. The big story being an incident between Alex Albon and one Daniel Ricciardo. Again, Crofty saying that this could take a while, and he's probably right, isn't he? You guys can't see everything that I can see. Right. Let's do one of these, and let's do one of these. There we go. And again, shout out to my guys over at Multiviewer. If you like this stuff that you can see on the right hand side of my screen, you can get access to all of this and so much more. I can only show you a little bit of. They've got everything, speed trap time, so all you need is an F1 subscription and then just download the Multiviewer app, which is free. 100% Daniel's fault, says Eddie. I don't hate it. Anthony Davidson disagrees and has said that it's a racing incident. I think Danny Rick was a little bit reckless, but again, he probably shouldn't be in that circumstance in the first place. Half of F1 is time and place, right? Why were you there, Danny Rick? Should have qualified better, surely. Sedan says another incident to happen, I think. I know, it's always a bit techie early on. Bernie Collins, the legend, ex-Aston Martin strategist, was saying that it's par for the course almost at Suzuka, isn't it? Biggie Boy, wonder if they roll back starting positions. It's an interesting, but that's why they did Australia twice, didn't they, in the final laps? Lord have mercy, says Coyote. Paul Williams, they don't have a third chassis until Miami, so what are they going to do? Just run Alex Albon after he's been responsible for all the crashing? That's chaos. As Ted Kravitz said, minimum 10-15 minutes for them to repair the track. Right, let's have a go. Yuki had a terrible start, or did he get a grid penalty for the start? I don't think he got a grid penalty. Polish Eddie. Old habits die hard. So Dan, my heart for Dan. I know. There is empathy in this. Techie Coyote. It's not a good look for Danny Rick at the moment, because this momentum. He was talking about momentum yesterday. I think Ted Kravitz doing the notebook was talking about the importance of momentum for F1 drivers, that sometimes when you get yourself in a rut, it's really, really hard to get yourself out of one. And we've all been through that, right? Whether it's at work or in a relationship, it's kind of hard to... It's easier, far easier to maintain positive momentum than it is to kind of turnaround negative. And I think Danny Rick has gotten into a very similar circumstance to what he was at McLaren, right? All of a sudden it's the car, and it's Arabi Visa Cash Up going to build him a new chassis so that he get, it's like, oh, do you know what I mean? And Helmut Marko's now calling him into question and praising Yuki Tsunoda and saying it's all chaotic. Christian Horner's coming out in favour of that. It's nonsense, man. So I don't know. I'm hoping he can turn it around, but when you're hearing Natalie Pinkham talk about the godfather to her child in a way, even she's got to come out and be honest and say, you know what I mean? It's not ideal for him. Leash, what's going on? Good morning. I hope you're good. It's a bit early, isn't it? It's everything except for himself, says Joseph. And this is the problem. When he starts talking like that, it's very reminiscent, indicative even, of Danny Rick over at McLaren. And that's not a good look, is it? Just looking at the incident again. Yeah, it's just a little bit reckless. But then, it's reminiscent for me of the incident between George Russell's Williams and the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas a couple of years ago at Imola. That gap was always going to close. I think Alex Albon is a bit. He's may concern, of course. Danny Rick just before the incident will be looking left, won't he? Oh my gosh. Danny Rick wasn't looking. And see, Paddock, you're far too kind. Might need to change my handle to Oracle. Hope both drivers are okay. The narrative of Danny Rick only gets worse from here. Career basically shattered when he went to Renault. Fill the blanks from there. You echo the sentiments of my old mate, friend of the channel, Mr. Peter Windsor, right? He said for a long time that you can't follow the money in F1. If you're at the best team, that the commodity, the rarefied air in F1, the thing that you need is a car capable of winning a championship, right? And even if the dynamic isn't right and Max Verstappen's in the other car and he gets priority, nevertheless, if you're Danny Rick and you have a car capable of winning a championship, then you've got to stick with that. Danny Rick apologising to Alex Albon, it looks like. Didn't see you, mate. Didn't see you, mate. You guys won't believe what I'm about to drink. You won't believe what I'm about to drink here. Shall I show you? Look at this. This broadcast is brought to you by Red Bull. It's far too early for me not to indulge in this poisonous drink. But it's 6:15 here. And we are about to have ourselves a race. Right, I can tinker with some metrics in the meantime, can't I? Let's have a go. 86 of you watching. Prime, wrong. No, I can't do the Prime. Is Prime healthier? I know that Prime doesn't taste as nice though. I'm taking a nap. Albon's my guy. No empathy for that. Is Albon your guy, Hassan? Very similar to my old mate Tomo. He's a big Albon guy, isn't he? Tomo F1, God tier, F1 content creator. Right, let's get some other metrics out here whilst we've got time. Best merch placement, Max. True. Right, we're currently in red flag status as these guys rebuild the track on the back of an incident between Danny Rick and Alex Albon. It's not poison, a bit of sugar, but all good. Is it? Hybrid. Everybody says that it contains something called taurine. That's not good for you. Don't drink it, says Sedan. I know I shouldn't drink it. Cam got a new sponsor. Big boy, the sponsors are coming. I had a conversation yesterday with somebody who wanted to do something. I'm 7 months sober. Let's go, Eddie. Let's go. Vamos, Eddie. I'm loving that. I need to join you on that. Not that I'm a big alcohol drinker, but I'm sugar is a problem for me. I will be honest with you. All right. So Crofty's about to read out the restart order. NC Paddock says, echoing my sentiments, Grand Tour Bear. Grand Tour Bear, I'm Australian, loving Danny Rick. Let's be honest, his career was over the day he walked away from Red Bull. Again, you're saying exactly what my guy Peter Wins has been saying for the past few years, that he made a mistake. Right, let's go. Let me get the proper metrics up so you guys can see whilst we're Yuki Tsunoda over the old Tannoy, asking if his teammate is okay. Props. Max Verstappen asking if everybody's okay. Interestingly, on Duel, do we get so techie so early on? Okay, so interestingly on Duel, a Sky documentary that chronicles 2021. In fact, don't do that, Cameron. What are you doing, mate? So interestingly on Duel, talking about drivers checking that other drivers are okay. Lewis Hamilton evangelist screamed the blue murder in 2021 when in Monza it looked like Max Verstappen walked past Lewis Hamilton's car and didn't check on him right. And I, full confession, was of the same opinion that I would have liked to see Max Verstappen have a look and check. But Damon and Martin both said that Max did nothing wrong because he would have seen Lewis because Lewis's wheels were still turning right as he tried to get up from underneath 2021 Monza. Lewis was trying to get desperately underneath or from underneath Max Verstappen's car, right? And so, yeah, I don't know whether you can hate Max, but Max Verstappen would have known that Lewis was still okay, courtesy of Max Verstappen's throttle, right? You couldn't be pressing down on the throttle like that if you were unconscious or whatever. It's an interesting one, that. It's a very, very interesting one, and one that I hadn't considered. Again, when you go back and revisit these epic seasons, there are always things that you kind of miss, aren't there? Right, let's go. Such a shame, says Ted Kravitz, because Williams had set up their car to overtake this Japanese Grand Prix, and that's cool, but got to keep it on track, right? To finish first, you must first finish, as the old adage goes. Okay. Alright, let's get some metrics on the go. Mario's trying to sort stuff out. Oh, there we go, that's fine. Okay. Okay, let's go. And again, thank you each and every single one of you for joining this stream. It's very early in the morning, Greenwich Mean Time, 6:21. We are currently in red flag conditions, which I hope you guys can see up here. Now, at the top right, boom. So we've got metrics that actually make sense. 97 of you watching can currently do me a favour and smash the like board, favor. Simon says, I remember just roasting the hell out of the Halo when it first was introduced. Boy, how wrong we were as detractors. It's not even that ugly when you get your Simon. Look, I'm telling you, the moral goalposts in F1 shift race by race, don't they? I was equally. I hated the Halo, I'll be honest with you. "10-minute break, boys," says Grand Tour. Absolutely, we'll be back shortly as they rebuild the Suzuka track on the back of a not so serious accident. It looked quite serious, but oh, there we go. Crofty getting at the issues. Mercedes only have one set of mediums. So you got to think of the ramifications here, right, for the different teams. All right, race to resume in 9 minutes' time. As we get a cheeky word with Mercedes comms director Bradley Lord, who's reflecting on the fact that this will affect their tyre choices, right? That they only have so many tyres remaining. Hards, ideally, now. If you can go hards through to the end, it's tough. That's a tough shout, but the god tier tyre managers out there might fancy it, eh? 53 lap race, 51 laps remaining. Rock absolute chaos. Are you guys wrestling fan? If you're a wrestling fan, drop a 1 in the chat, because apparently there's a big wrestling event this weekend. What The Rock says. The Rock said, I'm only reminded of that because of your name, Rock. That's all. And that's why, of course. Let's have a look. Standing restart. So yeah, it will be standing. Another racing incident, in the words of one Charlotte. Go on, and let's talk about Charlotte Leclerc. Okay, well, you're good. I would drink till I got sick. Jesus, Eddie. Then drank more. My lady Priscilla wasn't too happy with me most days. 11 years together now, and our relationship is better. Oh, Eddie. Love that, Eddie. Proper. Your missus is a good one. A good one. I love that. No, congratulations, Eddie, on being sober. As he takes another sip of the old... look at that. That doesn't look very good, does it? Ugh. Huh. Right, so tyres are going to be a madness. Go on then, let's have a look what everybody's are. Bloody Nora. It's a bit techie, eh? Let's have a look. So Max, Checo. So everybody was on mediums apart from Alonso. So maybe... Does this... Oh, this is techie. Does this suit the guys on soft? Let me try and work it out. I suspect this might suit the guys on soft, especially if they fancy going... I think a one stop at lap 1 is difficult, eh? I don't think that's... Yeah, I don't think that's doable, to be fair. 50 laps around this track. Again, lest we forget that qualifying was techie as far as these guys having to manage. Over the course of 1 lap, they're having to manage tyres, and that's bonkers. And again, I think that speaks to the compounds, the new compound tyres, right? They're not that durable. You've still got to manage them, even over the course of a qualifier. And that's a conversation in and of itself, right? Should you have to manage... You want to see qualifying... Oh, Eddie, it's techie. We're going to have to talk some wrestling at some point, dude. Maybe now is as good as ever. I think the F1 can learn a lot from wrestling. I'm not interested in wrestling. I used to watch it when I was younger, but because it's so blockbuster, they're having press conferences. They're doing all this thing to make it like... Biggie boy, Eddie absolutely found himself a good one. Shout out to Priscilla, man. Crofty's asking the question then. Would you dare to start on a new set of hard tyres and try and go through to the end? It's techie, man. You got to manage these temps. I feel like a DJ in real time here. Keep muting so that you guys don't hear me coughing and spluttering like a dodgy old V10 engine. My boy Lewis, come on. Sedan is techie, isn't it? I'm hoping that he goes well, but where is he at the moment? All the way down in 7th. So he's got Piastri to... he's going to struggle. Remember, around here, it's quite hard to overtake, isn't it? That's the issue. It's not easy. Right, let me get my cheek. Come on then, Cameron. Let's get some. So I need my AI radio transcriptions, and I need, again, this stream is brought to you from the guys and girls over at Multiviewer. Download the app, tally it up with your F1 TV. Just get all the information that you need to watch and enhance your F1 viewing experience. I can't recommend it enough, genuinely. And you won't hear me recommend too many things on here because there are a lot of wolf ticket salesmen and sellers of snake oil in the F1 space, but Multiviewer is just another level altogether, properly. Go on then, what's Bernie saying? Alright, so Bernie's talking about the formation lap. So Bernie's saying that you want the car to be light enough. That's interesting. What was she on about? I missed that point. So Bernie's saying that over the course of the formation lap or whatever, that you want to burn off as much fuel as possible, right? Because now they'll be over-fueled. Of course, the lighter that the car is, the quicker that the car is. So in that sense, that makes sense, what Bernie said. Right, so let's go. We've got our 4 minutes to go. We've got our cheeky. So this is a really, really good thing that Multiviewer lets you do now. You can see the radio transcriptions in words, so you don't even need to listen to them. Are we same wing as other cars? Can you affirm? Says Lewis. Oof. Lewis asking questions about the people around him. 4 minutes to go, says Valtteri Bottas. Alonso, same tyres or we don't know yet. So Carlos Sainz asking, look at Carlos. Go on then, let's talk. This is as good a time as any to talk about Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz is levels, and I've got to put some respect on that chap's name, because I, over the past couple of years, shout out Josephine on Twitter, but I, over the past couple of years, have been very disrespectful of Carlos Sainz Jr. as a race driver. Just didn't think that he had the minerals right to beat his teammate Charles Leclerc, because still, in my humble opinion, Charles Leclerc, Daniel's fault. I think overall you're right there, Michael. But overall, I thought that, I don't know, I just thought that Charles Leclerc had the beating of Carlos Sainz Jr. I thought that was genuinely accepted fact, because he's just quicker, isn't he? But in 2024, Cameron's eyes keep watering because it's so bloody early in the morning, whilst we have ourselves a red flag. Faster isn't synonymous necessarily all the time with better, because Carlos Sainz Jr. is fast enough always to cause Charles Leclerc problems, and most noteworthy is that he has loads of other facilities, right? He thinks his way. Peter needs to come off. I think Peter's right, though, with Charles. I think he's faster, but Carlos has these other things that enable him to always be a problem, right? He's just, even if you listen to them, go and check out what they said after qualifying yesterday, and you'll hear the richness with which Carlos Sainz communicates his feedback. He's a thinking man's driver, is Carlos Sainz Jr. And even, I'll give you a good example, right? So yesterday, all I heard from Charles was, I don't know what's going on. He wanted to be out qualifying and they kept him in the pits, and he didn't. He wasn't assertive enough to overrule them, right? And I don't think Carlos Sainz Jr. would stand for that as an example. Secondly, when they were talking about Bernie just doing some maths, 10 seconds of race time, if you can burn off some, so they're going to try and burn off some fuel. 10 seconds of race time. Is she saying they're going to take fuel out of the car? Carlos Sainz Jr., right? So again, two things that are really, really important pieces of feedback that they gave after qualifying yesterday. So Carlos Sainz, when he was talking about race simulation, so Charles Leclerc was in the car and he was like, I don't know where the performance has gone. Carlos, on the other hand, He knew about the race simulation. He knew that they were quicker in their race simulations than were Red Bull. But he also knew that they were lighter in terms that he was normalising for the fact that they were lighter in terms of the fuel that they were running over their race simulations. And that's bonkers. He just knows this stuff. Is very similar, you know, to his mate and compatriot Fernando Alonso in his ability to think his way through a race. Charles Leclerc is, as quick as he is, as far as his ability, his capacity to think his way through a circumstance, whether that's qualifying Q3 or whether it's in the race and changeable, like he just doesn't have it. Monaco's testament to this a couple of years back when he ended up in the pits and it was like his team were telling him come in and then they changed their mind. It's harder. You will make more mistakes as a team, right? Hassan Lewis on hards. It's really, really tough then as an engineer if uncertainty breeds uncertainty, isn't it? Yeah, so they're just, some Mercedes are on hards. If they can manage, so if Lewis can hold off some people at the start, then it's techie. Around a track, yeah, Anthony Davis is just making the point that I'm trying to make. If you can hold position, then your quid's in, right? If you can't, you're going to be, if the others around you are quicker on mediums, then you've got a problem, right? But yeah, I just think Charles Leclerc's uncertainty strategically breeds more uncertainty. Like his engineers that, whereas Carlos would be like, at Monaco a couple of years back, you remember when Carlos nearly won the bloody race, that Carlos was like, no, I'm not coming, I'm coming in once. Like he was just very assertive and certain. I think it's easier for those around him, especially if they're uncertain strategically, when they talk to Carlos and he's like, this is the angle, this is what we're going for, whereas Charles just like, and Charles Leclerc fundamentalists will defend him. I saw it on Twitter yesterday. They were like, how dare Damon Hill call into question Charles Leclerc's mentality? Perfect victims. They weren't having it at all. I just think it's not, I don't want to say it's nonsense. I don't want to trivialise Charles Leclerc's mental, but bloody Nora, like, what are we doing here? To say that Charles Leclerc might be a bit depressed, that's not to say that in the past he hasn't acted well under in the face of adversity. That's not what we're saying here, I don't think. But does that mean that he's not feeling, I don't think he's feeling pressure. I just think he's not, when things are uncertain as far as the set, a bit like Lewis, when he doesn't have the car underneath him, you lose 25% of Charles. But I digress. Can you blame Charles, says Joseph? Do you know how many times the team has screwed him over? True. Singapore 90. You're not wrong there, Joseph, as we get a shot of Danny Rick back in the garage. Oh my gosh, behind him you've got Liam Lawson, the fella that will probably take his place. So we're lining up for a new start. Brand new race, says David Croft. And he's right. .50 laps remaining. About to get a start. Formation lap just gone. I'm a bit behind you guys. 180 of you watching. Do me a favour and smash the like. And it's all kicked off, hasn't it? But my visual is behind. I've got your left hand side. Mode RS, says Valtteri Bottas. Oh, scenario 1. Right, let's have a go. Last car approaching on the back of the grid. It's brilliant to see all the radio transcriptions. I loved that. Go on then. Here's the man with the green flag. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Max Verstappen just nails that start again. Oh my gosh, Yuki's away. Checo Perez a bit livelier this time though, in the slipstream of Max Verstappen, but he's just held him off again, hasn't he? Holy smoke. Carlos Sainz having a cheeky go. Yeah, they're all through this time round. I think they were a bit more tentative on the back of that accident, as they always are. So as we were on the back of that Form 8, that safety car restart. Up. Esteban complaining about Gasly having given him a hit. Contact between the two Alpines. Sainz saying that 0.5. He's 0.5 behind. Car behind Joe. So K-Mag giving the hurry up. Mate, how is Max Verstappen beat out a second already on Checo Perez? Over the course of half a lap. Reset the brake balance, Charles Leclerc is told when you can. Oh my gosh. Everybody, mate, the radio is chaos at the moment. 90 of you watching concurrently. I apologise for my voice, guys. It's a bit chaotic, man. Hit the light, says Jomo, moderator extraordinaire. Let's go. Maybe Charles is better than Charles. Maybe. All right, look, runners and riders then. I think stasis is the order of the day, you know. I think that's what it's going to be. Now, Max Verstappen maintains first place. Again, eked out 0.9 over the course of one lap over his teammate Checo Perez. Holy smoke. Norris, Sainz, Alonso, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton. Hamilton loses a position down to 8th to Charles Leclerc. The dude who are just blaspheming. Ocon up 4 places. What's he been on? Jeez. Easy, Esteban. How is Esteban up 4 places like that? Also, runners and riders. Stroll, again, mean reversion because he's qualified out of place, right? Hulkenberg sinking like a stone. Maybe he's got something wrong with his car on those softs. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen singing the song. Oh my gosh. Max got an extra 10% throttle travel brake. It looks like it, Hassan. It certainly looks like it. What's going on? Sergeant dropped back 4 places while I was on board with him. Damn, yeah, he's sinking. Shake my head, said Kara. It's bonkers, isn't it? Well, we're witnessing greatness at least, says Karun Chandak. Eddie, thank you for joining, mate. Enjoy with que lo disfrutes con la esposa. Checo ain't that far back behind, to be fair. Easy, George. Easy, George. I don't hate that. 2 for 1. Let's have a look at that. Oh, yeah. Hulkenberg's start was terrible. Look at that. 0 launch from Hulkenberg. Enjoy, Eddie. Checo still in DRS. Only just, though. Won't be for long, Kareem. Let's be honest. Just better, but he's not anymore. At the time of read, the interval between the two is 1.2 seconds now. Although Checo Perez is just in the purple, he was just told over radio to change his mode. Yuki told that don't worry about Russell, Bottas is behind, overtake mode is available. Carlos Sainz told Lando 1.3 seconds in front, as you can see. Fernando 1.2 behind. Oof, he's getting given the splits, isn't he? What's Lewis been told? Gap turn clear 1.1 seconds. George now the car behind. George is the car behind. Oh, Mercedes pods competing for the same piece of track. Alonso being told that he's got DRS, but Piastri does not. Oh my gosh, the radio is chaos. Not anymore. He's not Kyrie. Yeah, it's done, isn't it? Just watching Carlos and Lando. CBD Ferrari look fast. Well, they're meant to be quick, eh? They had the old that race simulation in quali wasn't bad at all. At all. Let me do one of these 1 second. I'll come back. Here he is. 92 if you're watching, do me a favour and smash a like if you could. Bye, checker. He's done, isn't he, Boogie Boy? This is where it gets a bit sad, and you've got to think about what you're doing. 1.3 last lap. He was at 37.8. George 37. Oh my gosh, 1.8. Okay, so the plot line here is the battle between the two Mercedes guys, right? As George Russell closes that gap. Let's have a look at their last times round. George on the last lap. Okay, George on the last lap was 2/10 shy, wasn't he? Still, they're gonna have to manage that. Do they affect team orders at this point, or what are we doing, Mercedes? I'm sure George will be over. Bottas pit stop 4.0. That's not too bad though, to be fair, for Sauber. I'll take that. Brake balance 1 step rearward. You're racing Hulkenberg on exit. Valtteri Bottas has pitted. I missed it. Fair play for the 5-second pit stop from Sauber kick. That interim measure, whatever they've instituted, hasn't worked too badly, has it? Yuki told to go flat out. Come on, Yuki, let's go. CBD, I hope we don't get Russell moaning about overtaking Lewis on red. It's coming, CBD, imminently, if it hasn't already. I'm watching hard. Main loss to George. Lewis is told he's at turn 14. It's about a 10th and a half there. Struggling a little bit around turn 14 is Lewis. It's a great pit stop. Yeah, Bottas will take that. No more 30-second pit stops on the lad. Are we going plan A? See this from Charles? This is what I'm saying to you. He's a provider of problems to Ferrari, not solutions. Are we going plan A? It's understeery a bit. Like he's the colour of his feedback doesn't add value necessarily. Yuki told to box. So you could be coming in this lap, I think. Oof. It's all kicking off round here. Go on, let's get one of these up. As Bernie says, the wind is really, really picking up. That doesn't suit Mercedes at all, does it? There we go. Sarge 14th, lap 8. Great pit stop for Bottas. Guys, I'm a bit more silent than usual because my voice is, I'm using it sparingly, which isn't great as you're trying to commentate some F1, but you know what, I digress. It is what it is, eh? Sometimes the best ability is availability. Boogie Boy, Charles is too nice to speak up when the team is failing. He needs to toughen up. See, he just doesn't, it's not in his nature, is it though, Boogie Boy? He just doesn't have it at all, but he needs to have it soon. Especially if he doesn't want to lose another championship to his teammate, right? In the year when Carlos Sainz is leaving. Holy smoke. What did Carlos just say? Yeah, I'm so keen for this. Esteban Ocon says tyres have stabilised. Bloody Dora. Lucy, if you could update your switch with your tag. What is going on? The pit radio is chaos today. Absolute carnage. 93 of you watching, do me a favour and smash the like if you're brand new. Carlos is shark in water mode. Hybrid. I love the analogy, mate. I'm not even joking. That's exactly what Carlos Sainz Jr. is. Let's get some more of this poison ball down me. Help me wake up. I'm not happy with the team's choices, putting him on hard. Yeah, he's going to be struggling in the interim. he won't be loving it, but Lewis needs to make it work at the moment, right? If he can hold off, George is on the same tyre as him, 7 lap old hard, so he should be alright. Although, let's have a look at their last lap. Yeah, they're lapping pretty much the same of the 2 Mercedes boys. Max saying that the dynamic of his car is slowly shifting to oversteer. Lewis being given the splits between him and his old mate George Russell. 1.7. Dropping some of the lift and coast will also help me balance. So Lewis is having to lift and coast already. What is that about? Looking at the data, Alonso's dropping on his softs now. Bloody Nora, it's all kicking off. Fernando 3.2 behind. Verstappen lap time 7.2. Jeez. Okay, alright. Get it together, Cameron. Let's have a look. Okay, Lies, I'm not happy with your team choice. He has understeer. Medium was the core. Was medium the core, Ryan? Hold that for until towards the end of the Grand Prix. Because if Lewis can hold on to the rest of them around him, then I think that might work out well. George complaining about vibration. Look at the difference between Max and Charles. Max knows exactly what he wants, and these are the guys different. And I think, is that a function of Max's success over the past couple of seasons? Or is that just in their nature, their fundamental constitution? Because I think Charles is built a little bit like that, right? A bit subservient, and like he's a guy that goes with the flow, isn't he? It's I don't know, it's tough. They're kind of taking care of the tyres already at Mercedes because of the long stint. Yeah, he's got to be mindful. So it was always going to be a push on any, like, to go so long, and especially if they get another safety car, right? They've also got to factor that in. That's not beyond the realm of possibility. We're seeing Heidegg on all the medium runners ahead of us. Oof. And we're seeing Heidegg on the medium run. So both Mercedes bods are being told that they are seeing Heidegg on the medium runners around them. Hence, potentially why Max Verstappen is complaining about the handling dynamic of his car. If this strategy doesn't unclear standard settings with Mercedes, it rarely pans out for them. So dodgy are they strategically, or have they been of late? Max was taught by Joss to be clear on what he needs and to know how a car works. Biggie Boy, have you read this Mark Hughes article? Mark Hughes at the race has been writing some really good stuff of late. Some of his Kimi Antonelli's is seconds quicker than all the other drivers. Some of his things are a bit sensational, but that the last couple of articles, the one that talked about Carlos Sainz Jr.'s time at Toro Rosso with Max Verstappen, god tier levels of article that is. Like, there's stuff in there that I didn't even know. It's getting educated massively. Definitely one to check out if you haven't read it. I think it's more nurture than... Oh, Boogie Boy, you're getting tacky there. We're getting into nature versus nurture as far as bloody Charles Leclerc. Oof. I'd argue it's probably more nature, in his nature, than nurture, that subservient thing. And we're happy with the beaming change, Lance. Go on then. Your runners and riders. Carlos Sainz catching. Oof. Oh, so Lando's jumped in the bits. Crofty was theorising that it might have been a dummy call, but that's freed up Carlos Sainz. Now he's got clear air, right? 4 seconds between Carlos Sainz, the Spaniard, and Checo Perez. He's on mediums. Oh. Go on then. And Lando was on 11 lap old mediums. That's bonkers. 11 lap old mediums. I'm trying to work there, and Lando's gone and dropped on hards. So I think potentially he's looking to go long through to the end of the race, one stopping. That's going to be interesting. Carlos Sainz, mate, your move. These guys are competing. If Lando loses that podium, he's not going to be too happy, is he? He's not going to be too pleased at all. But Lando has tried the undercut here on Carlos Sainz Jr. That is going to be interesting to see how that plays out towards the latter stages of the race. Is it not? Music is for life. Am I awake? I just saw Sargent overtake another car. You cracking me up. Music is life. Too funny. Hopefully Sargent has a good race here, and Williams only has one chassis for the next race. Is Albon sitting out? No chance. Hybrid. Albon is I think, you know what's going, I think it's a play from Vals to try and keep Albon for the medium to long term, because already he's declared that he's looking into other opportunities for his contract in outer years, isn't he? Alonso training is going to create some racing, says CBD. Go on then, let's have a look at that. What's the numbers behind Alonso? 2 seconds. Now look at that. Crofty's saying that both McLaren suffering with tyre deck, and I think that's why they've tapped in more downforce, right? They're wary of the fact that they suffer around here with tyre deck. So Piastri just come in as well. That's interesting that McLaren are suffering more with tyre deck than the rest. Sedan Hamilton has given up. Shake my head. Oh, don't say that, Sedan. Don't say that. I don't think he's given up at all. I think at the moment it's time for Lewis to manage the gap to his teammate George Russell. First message alluding to this from King George Russell of Kingsley, Norfolk. Okay, my tyres are good, he says. Oh, the humanity. My tyres are good. What's George saying there, do you think? What's he saying there? And then Anthony Davidson on comms is talking to it as well. Quick Scott, shall I let George bide? Lewis did not say that. Quick Scott, behave yourself. Behave yourself, Quick Scott. That's not in. Okay, set it to 16. Yeah, so Lewis is not looking to let George by at all. No chance. Alonso told to box. Go on then. And Alonso's in the pits. What's Alonso gone on to? Keen to see it. He's got to go on to hards, hasn't he? Try and push it through to the end of the race if I know Fernando Alonso. And mediums. Holy smokes. Aston Martin are doing something different, because no way are those mediums going to last an entire race. But no, George's tyres are good. Oh my gosh. It's kicking off between them, isn't it? Aaron, tell me that Lewis Hamilton didn't say, shall I let George by? Please. Let me see. I'm looking at the delta between the Mercedes drivers. Oh my God. Russell's ahead of Lewis. Let me see. I need to see this happen on track. Oh my gosh. Did Lewis let Russell by? Nah, I'm not having this. That's rogue. On the same tyres? Hang on. Lewis Hamilton evangelists around the world are losing their SH1T at this now. That's bonkers. Show retiring. Thought pit stop looked odd. Maybe they already noticed the issue. I'm more concerned with this Lewis Hamilton thing. Tyres aren't very good either, says Lewis. How did that interaction between George Russell and Sir Lewis Hamilton transpire? Did Lewis just cede the position? Because already he's 1.2 seconds behind. Too much going on in this race that I'm missing. I need to go and re-review already. That's bonkers. Some Efris, says Hassan. Mate, Lewis asked for it. Peter, behave yourself. I know what you guys are saying and I trust you guys, but I just don't even believe what I'm I can see the video that I'm making already post-race. Full Scort settings, Cameron, with no voice. What are we doing here, Lewis? It was team orders, Uncle Elias. What are we doing? On same tyres. There's no strategic offset. Like what? How? And why? What, just because that, mate, he asked if he could let him by. Shall I let him by? Quite. Aaron. Lewis offered to let him by. You guys are all saying the same thing, but I need to see this with my own eyes to believe it. I've missed all this. Set up my cough and everything. What's going on here? So you guys mean to tell me that Lewis voluntarily, on the same strategy as George Russell, offered to let George Russell by? I need to see this to be believed. Like, already the video post race is writing itself. Like, how? Like, 2007 Lewis Hamilton would never dream of doing such a thing. Nah, Aaron, I'm not having it. I am 7 years behind. I'm not having it. It was team ordered after Lewis said it. Hassan, what are we doing, bro? I don't believe you. Look, I need to see the sequence of events chronicled here. Banger at standard from my standard Red Bull settings. Fudge cake. Too early in the morning for this, guys. I'm not even joking. This is nonsense. Yeah, hybrid standard settings from Red Bull at the moment. I wouldn't expect anything different. But what I would expect different is from Lewis Hamilton. Maybe he's saving tyres for later in the race. Sure, like what? They're on the same bloody strategy. They both started off on mediums and they're both on 14-lap old hard tyres. Lewis is sat like 1.6 seconds. What? Get away. Get away with it. Max Verstappen in the pits. What's happened to Checo? Oh, so Checo just having pitted. And, alright, so we've got some tyre offsets. So Lando, ineffective. Undercut's been super powerful for Lando Norris on Checo Perez, hasn't it? Take that. Oh, but Matt, look how close that undercut was powerful, eh? Holy smoke. Again, I've just seen the overtake on Lando of Lewis. What is going on here, peddlers? I can't even commentate properly because I'm too concerned with what's going on with my driver, Lewis, and how this has all transpired. Runners and riders, Charles Leclerc not having pitted is on 15-lap old medium tyres, currently in first position ahead of Max Verstappen, who's just come in for a brand new set of fresh red labelled medium tyres. Russell, having pitted, is on 15-lap old hard but in third position. Lando Norris has done well here on the undercut. Let's see how long. Let's see how long he can run for on those 15-lap or 5-lap old hard tyres. Lando Norris I'm talking about there. Lewis Hamilton up to 5th. George Russell is the big winner at the moment. Up 6 positions. Bloody no on his starting position. Mate, Lewis Hamilton fans are going to lose them. I tell you what, yeah. If George Russell ends this race ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Oh, wow. Checo Perez on Lewis Hamilton in 130R. Nah, behave yourself. I've had enough, peddlers. I'm going to lock off the stream now. This is too much. Now, it was a big move, hybrid, but what are we doing here? What, are we just running trains on Lewis Hamilton? No. What's going on? Lewis must be on sabbatical now. I've had enough. I'll call it. I'm saying it how I see it. What, to allow... Nah, Hassan, this is too mad now. 97 of you watching concurrently as I am about to lose my SH1T. Why are we just running trains on Lewis Hamilton now? Is that what we're doing here? First you're giving way to George Russell parting the Red Sea for my man. And now Checo Perez is running a train on you into 130R. No, I'm not having it. Do you hear how I've gotten angry and the Birmingham accent has come to the fore? The lexicon and syntax has diminished. I'm just losing my mind. This is mad. Did it allow a off for Darren? I need to see. This is mad. I've had enough. And done. Runners and riders, currently Charles Leclerc hanging it out on the mediums. Charles Leclerc, to his credit, has done well. 16 laps on those medium tyres. Fair play, Charles. Fair play. I don't hate that. Lando only managed 11 laps on those. Oh, okay, so I'm just seeing Checo put a move on George through 130, and I was getting PTSD thinking that it was Lewis again. It's like, how you just overtook him? But it was George, wasn't it? Lewis's tyres are gone. I need to see Sedan. Like, I am about to lose my SH1T. How can his tyres be gone on 17 laps? 17 laps and the hards. How are his tyres gone? Tyres are dropping, front end is dead. That's what he's saying, but is this Mercedes struggling again on the warmer temperature stuff? Let's have a look at the temps. I put a tweet out there yesterday. 34.8 degrees Celsius is the track temperature. Okay, so I think that's what it was. Let's have a look what it was last year. I'm just trying to see what the temperature was last year. But put out a tweet. Here we go. Yeah, so the temperature now. Okay, so look, this is part of the plot. The temperature yesterday during qualifying was 24.9 degrees Celsius. That's part of the story why Mercedes were going so well, right? Because that car just doesn't like warm temps. The reason why they struggled last year during qualifying at the very least is because it was 34 degrees track temperature. 25.5 air. The track temperature is 34.5 degrees Celsius now, so it's exactly what it was in qualifying last year. Hence why Mercedes are bloody struggling again, because their car doesn't operate in these type of temps well, does it? Cheers, Mercedes. Thanks for the memories, lads. It's nonsense, isn't it? Eddie, Mercedes giving Hamilton a taste of what Ferrari strategies are going to. Oh my gosh, Eddie, don't say odd race for Mercedes. Kidney, this is what I'm trying to dissect at the moment, bro. Like, I can't. Oh my god, this Grand Prix is chaos. Suzuka banger. I'm missing it. Hybrid, I'm not even going to tell you any lies. And Hassan, something ain't right. Hassan. Kaori excuses. What is going on here? I'm about to lose my mind. Norris is closing in on Max's hybrid. Go on and let me try and pay attention to something other than Lewis Hamilton as I lose my mind and my voice. So it's on 8 lap. London. Okay, runners and riders. Leclerc hanging it out for long here on those mediums. As Max tries to line up Charles Leclerc. Right, so Max is well in DRS. He'll be overtaking Charles Leclerc. But Charles has done a thing here. There we go. Max Verstappen overtakes Charles for first place. Back in effective top step of the podium. On 4-lap-old mediums. Charles Leclerc, 19 lap. That's Charles Leclerc's doing something here, isn't he? I don't hate this from Charles. He's done well to... And what's going on with those tyre deg issues of Ferrari? Nowhere to be seen, apparently, if 19 lap old mediums. Interesting. Oh wow, there we go. So all eyes on Charles Leclerc running a one-stopper. Oh my gosh. Lewis saying change this strategy. Copy Lewis, yeah, we're waiting for the window to clear now, for crying out loud. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on here. It's about to kick off massively. Scene time for bed, Kaori. Honestly. What's you got? Permission to swear. Lewis is liking what he sees at Ferrari key. Honestly, this is bonkers. Oof. Carlos Sainz just nail it. Yeah, Ferraris are just nailing these Mercedes, aren't they? But they're all on hards, aren't they, Mercedes? What is going on? Change his strategy, says Lewis. Bloody no, I don't know what's going on. This is really bad at the moment. Maybe they've pulled a fast one. Maybe this is a genius strategy from Mercedes. Toto just doing his stoic face. I'm sick and tired of Toto Wolff at this point, I'll be honest with you. If this strategy turns noddy, where did Lewis start from? 7th, and he's in 7th at the moment. If he goes backwards from here and he's beaten by George Russell, oh my gosh, look at Fernando. God. I'm just seeing Lewis just get passed up for no reason. Every time I look back at the flipping visuals, I'm seeing Lewis just getting passed. Go on there. Let's run the maths, Mercedes. How does this work? So, Dan, Mercedes absolutely needs a revamp. I'm about to. You can see it boiling over right in me. Toto is jealous. Is a jealous ex. That's exactly what his face looks like. Will, I'm about to lose my ish. 9th and 10th for Mercedes, I reckon, says Aaron. Put the copium down, Cam. Just put it down. Has done us no good. Hassan, I'm about to lose my SH1T. I would have never thought, says Coyote, I'd see the day when Ferrari consistently now has better strategy than Mercedes. Right, I've had enough now. This is nonsense. They're lucky that I've lost my voice. Had I not lost my voice right now, there would be some shouting, and I would be getting divorce because Ocon being told to push. Where's Esteban Ocon? All the way down in 16th now. Perez, Nyams. Look at me using Potwa and all sorts because I'm so angry. What year are we in? Is this real life, says Eddie. Eddie. Ferrari are looking sexy now. Oh my God. I've had enough. This is nonsense. What are we doing, Mercedes? Okay, so who they brought in there now? Oh yeah, of course, bringing George first, yeah, of course, because he has track position and so deference on strategy. Even though Lewis has been calling out for this, I don't want to do the tinfoil hat thing because I know Lewis Hamilton Evangelist will be doing something similar. But what's going on here now? George pulling the undercut. Yeah, people, the reaction to this is going to be not very good from Lewis fans. Yeah, no need to brag, Eddie. Mate. Celoso. The way I'm calling it. Coyote, don't do it. This is chaos. Lance Stroll is indeed up to foot. Go on and let's look at your winners and losers. Charles Leclerc currently doing something here. Up into second, up 6 places. Again, I think this is what Charles needs to do, right? Be brave. Lewis Hamilton has indeed come into the pits. Let's see how that pit stop goes. All eyes on the Lewis Hamilton pit stop. Anyhow, I see anything over 3 seconds, I'm not going to be happy. That's going to be fuel to the flames. I'm looking at the timer here. 3 seconds and over, and it's going to be full scorched earth. Cameron in a minute. Voice or no voice? I know you guys are a bit ahead of me and I'm delayed. See how my voice is coming back in advance. Okay, so quick pit stop, 2 point something seconds, 2.6. Good. At least I got something right here. Good. I was if I had to put my life on something there, I would have bet over and above. Oh my gosh, massive traffic jam in the pit stop. Oh my God, look at them all. Look at Tsunoda. Tsunoda's becoming a leader, isn't he? Oh, wow. That was techie. I'd never be that guy in the pit stop that's acting as a bollard for Yuki Tsunoda. No thanks. Life is more precious than that. No tar. 89 of you watching concurrently as listen, were my voice working today, I would be cursing some very loud words. NASCAR going to single race. There we go. I didn't turn off the mute. Sorry, Will. Yeah, I'm daft. Probably didn't want to hear all that bad language, to be fair. Then my voice had really gone. I keep muting because I don't want you guys to hear me coughing. But I forgot to unmute. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But technical difficulties, Boogie Boy. No, I keep muting. Every time I cough, I'll mute because I hate it when people, I think it's laziness from podcasters and content creators to cough into the mic. But that time I just forgot to unmute. Apologies. I'm too nutty. Censorship, Coyote. That's exactly what it needs to be because what's going on here? Leclerc has cracked. He hasn't, not quite yet. I think Charles is doing all right here. I think Charles is going to come into play, notwithstanding my blasphemy, my Charles Leclerc slander earlier on in the Grand Prix. Oh, there we go. Checo Perez has overtaken him. But still, I think he might come into play later on in the race somehow. Imagine if he goes long enough. Go on then. Look. Oh, there you go. I see what you guys are talking about. Run wide. Oh, come on, Charles. Make this work, chap. You need to keep it on track, son, to come into play. He's struggling, isn't he? But how long has he gone on these tyres? 24 laps on mediums. Did he need to go so long on these tyres to make this work? I think they can bring him in now, surely. And they're looking to bring Lando in again. I'm struggling to keep track of all these different strategies. Aaron, I can't help it, brother. Like, I'm just... Great stream, Cat Jomo. You're a legend. I think this stream's been subpar, but again, I've got to deal with these subpar vocal tools today. So I'm you know. But again, sometimes you just got to turn up. Oh, God, thank you. I'll check in. Will, you're cracking me up, bro. Go on then. Who's this? Charles Leclerc and Nando coming together. We've got a fight in the pit stops. Oh, quick from McLaren. But they haven't quite made it, have they? Go on then. What's Charles Leclerc put on here? That's the key. Has he put on mediums again? Hards. All right, then, quick maths. Interesting. So Charles Leclerc, so we needed to do. Why? I don't know about that from Charles. He started on mediums. Okay, so Charles put on hard, so he's looking to go through to the end, isn't he? I'm trying to look at the time. I don't know. I don't think this is going to work out for him, you know. Why did they do it this way? So Charles started on mediums. And then they put on a brand new set of mediums. Oh, that's going to cost him, isn't he? That bloody, that off from Charles Leclerc. That might be the difference. Forgive me for thinking. I'm trying to work out whether Charles can go well in this race still. He's too far. I feel like he's lost too much time on that long stint. The point to a long stint, if you can do it and make it work, you need to minimise the amount of time that you lose to the pace setters, right? But he's 33 seconds adrift of Max Verstappen. He's been going slow for too long. 33 seconds. Pit stops around here about 25, 26 seconds, right? So Max Verstappen already, he's got time to make up, hasn't he? As he's overtaken. Okay. 34 seconds. So all eyes on Charles Leclerc's lap times. Oh, careful, Lando. Shoot. Lando on George. That was a bit techie, weren't it? Oof. That was a bit techie. Go on then. So let's another mistake from Leclerc. Yeah, well, he does make a couple, doesn't he? Good for Norris. Hybrid says Max quietly pulled out a 10 seconds. He's ridiculous, isn't he, Hybrid? Quiet competence. Whoa, he says Kayori on Norris. That looked dangerous as I saw it. Jeez. All right, let's take stock. See what's going on. 26 laps to go. 6 seconds behind. Pierre gapping 38s, 38.9. Wow. Oh, it's okay, says Oscar Piastri. Right, Bernie, go on, update us with the strategy, because I can't make head nor tail of this, Bernie. It's too much chaos. Okay, so the race, right, so I think the race is for second is what Bernie Collins is saying. So that she's right, the top 5 still need to pit for a hard tyre. Oh, okay, look. Oh, wow, she's right. Okay, look, so I think the battle is for second place here. Because Verstappen, Perez and Carlos Sainz all need to pit again because they've done medium. They all started the race on mediums. On the back of the safety car, switched to a brand new set of mediums, pitted first time round and have come out on mediums. So the rules mean that they'll need to use 2 compounds at least, right? So they did, and they'll be coming in soon, right? Nobody's done, only Charles did a massive stint, a god tier stint, 25 laps. But we've already established that in doing 25 laps on those mediums, that he's lost a lot of time. I think those mediums are probably good for anywhere, at tops, anywhere between 15, maybe 15, 16 laps. So expect, Max has done 13 laps on the medium. Expect him to be coming in within the next 3-4 laps, eh? Bernie's different level, isn't she? Kayori and Aaron. Different gravy. Her mind is like, she just sees F1 in numbers, and I don't hate that at all. Do me a favour, guys, smash the like on her. She makes the rest of them look like Wallies. Absolutely, Aaron. She just sees it, right. A much needed addition to the Sky Sports team. Hanny, they started on softs. I don't think, did they, Hanny? No. So the people that started on softs, Hulkenberg. No, sorry, Lance Stroll started on soft, Bottas on softs, Sargent, Ocon and Gasly. Download multi-viewer. I'm telling you, you'll have all this stuff in front of you, Hanny. I would bring it up, but I don't want to get DMCA'd. Priscilla who's back, says Eddie. Let's go, Eddie. Let's go. I don't hate it, Eddie. I don't hate it, sir. Let's give my nose a quick blow. I'll be back. There he is. Get your ish together, Cameron. Come on, mate. Mercedes lift and coast for the tyre temps. What is going on with global warming? Merc built a car for the cold. What are they doing? I honestly, Uncle Elias, do not start me off right now. I'm about to lose my SH1T, but I'm trying not to fester on it. Ferrari just confirmed Bernie never. Eddie. Alright, so the race is on for second position, eh? Brian Max will stretch these tyres to the limit. He's great anti. But I suppose he's not having to race hard, so it's not a fair test, is it? He's alright. Max coming out behind Piastri if he pits here. Yeah, I think he'd come out in front of Oscar. They'll pit anyway. Effective top step of the podium still right. Doesn't really matter. Although saying that Oscar's going to struggle on 18 lap old hard to go through to the end. Interesting though that somehow, look at this. I know, but he's on that. He's going to have to come in again, I think. Is he? With 23 laps to go, you can't go another 23 laps on hard. Oscar's going to have to pit again. He's going to have to. And they're calling him, yeah, that he's going to come in imminently as Oscar. He's going to be struggling. Max could be on 1 lap old softs for the whole race and still win by. He's just on a different level, isn't he? He's got a different level of car. He's it's Sunday afternoon settings for one Max Verstappen, each and every single. Oof, oof. We're getting team play from McLaren here. Carlos Sainz being told to keep pushing. Go on then, Carlos. Let's have a look at where Carlos is. So we've got some intra-team play, right? 2 by 2. Let's see how Carlos and Charles shakes out. Oh, wow. Bernie Eccleston talking about Yuki Tsunoda potentially scoring his first points at his home Grand Prix. Mate, that will be epic if he can do that. But again, so he's got so Hulkenberg's gone long on his hards in front of him, right? 26 lap old hard. So he's looking good, man. It's a good news story for everyone in the game, not named Danny Ricciardo. That's bad, isn't it? Danny Rick just watching from the sidelines with Liam Lawson just behind him. Boogie boy, this is Red Bull that I'm drinking here, trying to keep my voice in check. Yeah, no, I'm doing my best, Joe. I appreciate it, man. This is it's early and I'm true bad maths. Says Ivory. I'm the voice is chaos. I would have been. They're lucky as well, our Mercedes, because Yuki's a G, absolutely. Had my voice not been failing me, Mercedes would have been in big trouble by now, I'm telling you, because I'm not liking what I'm seeing. What do you mean team orders to look at Russell just going overtaking Piastri? There we go. Right, so Oscar Piastri's in. That's good to know. Launch map on. Lord Trap. What's that about? What's Oscar saying? I think Oscar's talking about modes for his launch out from the pits. Mode 5. Checo told. Huh. This race is chaos, I'll be honest with you. So the wider line looks better, but it's small. What is Lewis talking about, mate? Just giving advice to George Russell like he's not racing him. I know, Kyori, only 63 likes. Come on now. Do me a favour and smash the like. I know I'm less talkative than usual and less vocal than usual, but again, Jägermeister Boogie. Well, I've got that downstairs, you know, this the joke. I should have been onto it. And the Red Bull. Oh my gosh, Jäger bombs. Oh, I don't mind those. Back to my university days, I will confess. Mert just said that one stop is working out best for Leclerc. These harsh drivers are traffic cones, trolley train settings. Go on then, let's have a look. Charlie's making this work, isn't he? Look at that. Wow. But Carlos Sainz has done medium. So he's gonna, surely the play was that, and he stopped too early as Carlos on the last time. Charles Leclerc is looking nice here since he doesn't need to stop again. So he's got to do 27 laps on hards. But that's exactly what Hulkenberg is his proof that it's doable, right? Because he's done 27 laps. Charles Leclerc just needs to do another 20 laps. Charles Leclerc is looking decent for a second position here. And that'll be a boost for the Ferrari driver because he needs it, CBD. Yes, Yuki, first points of his side. Don't jinx it, CBD, though. Not yet, man. There's a lot of race to be raced still. Bottas, oh my gosh. Bottas causing... Yeah, you can't move so many times. Oh my gosh, K-Mag is on chaos. You can't double move on the straight, K-Mag. Be serious. One move off the racing line and then one move back as Red Bull prepare themselves. Yeah, Max Verstappen is boxing. Let's go. Go on then. Let's have a look at these pit stops from Red Bull. 2 point what seconds, chaps? Let's have a look. I'm going to get some overtaking. Checo on Norris. Checo needs to make sure, well, if Checo doesn't finish second here, I think he's front and centre for Donkey of the Day contendership. That's not a good look. Tier 5. That DRS is too... See, this is the problem with Red Bull and trying to defend them. Their DRS is far too powerful. Let me see this pit stop from Max. Let me guess. 2.3. I'm guessing from Red Bull. I'm a little bit behind. Let's have a go. Hmm. 10 times. Sainz calling for a cheeky box soon, imminently. Some old school amazing. Max Suzuka is providing actual racing. Max, I do like a bit of Suzuka. I wish that my voice was working properly. I'd be going especially for Lewis Hamilton's circumstance. I'm telling you, I'd be going a bit AWOL, a bit mad at this point. Right, I should get a cheeky trap map up. It's a bit late though, isn't it, Cams? Go on, I can do it still. Huh. Just playing with the old stream. Camille looking professional now with the trap map. I should have put that on ages ago, shouldn't I? Hybrid, what a joke. Sorry. I'm trying to shield you guys from the coughing. This is why I'm my vocal engine is on safe mode. What a clown. But I tell you what, for the video after this, for the race review, I'm going to drink some Jägermeister and sort out myself, because I'm going to have to curse some bad words. It is going to get very techy, I can assure you of that, because I don't understand what's gone on here. Red Bull DRS is an overtake. It's the levels, CBD, the way that Adrian Newey's built that car, that DRS is absolutely overpowered. Oof. As we're seeing Science try to nail George Russell. This will be a massive boost for Charles Leclerc if he can maintain this though. Carlos Sainz at 130R. 130R is an absolutely daft place to try and overtake, as George Russell is now clipping, trying to get some charge back. He's used, I think Carlos is going to nail him. He's going to nail him on a start-finish break. Now that he's got bloody DRS, isn't he? Look at him. Yeah, far too quick. George doesn't even fight it, does he? Knows better. I passed Lewis. Okay. So George Russell is in the pits. Go on, let's see how this shakes out. But Lewis is going to have to pit again, isn't he? How many laps remaining? 16 laps left. Lewis is going to have to pit imminently as well. There's no way that he's going to be able to do 4. Not in that Mercedes. But then if K-Mag can do like 28 laps on the hards, then surely at this point Lewis will be fancying it, right? Another 16 laps left. Can Lewis do another 16? Not in that Mercedes, he can't. That's the issue, right? That Mercedes just doesn't look after its tyres very well. I'm just seeing you guys tell me about my sound. Listen, I appreciate you guys sticking with me during this whilst I'm on vocal mute. These streams are going to get more dangerous going forward, and we're going to be doing a lot more talking and interacting. I have a vision. I don't think we can catch your cough on stream, Max. But you know what, Max? I'm very conscious. Anytime I'm listening to people on stream and they're doing one of these, coughing into the mic, I just hate it. Oof! Is that Oscar? Oh my God. Nearly lost it completely. Huh. I know it wasn't Oscar, it was Lando. Mate, I love this. I know you can't even see this map, but that map just makes me feel like I'm an actual streamer. Yeah, proper. Should we extend or not? Go on then, Lewis. You may as well. The tyres are still good. So go on then, Lewis. Go long. 14 laps, mate. You may as well. So Lewis Hamilton. You may as well. I don't think. But hey, I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. But even if you listen, I'm going to get on JD and Honey. Kayori, I'm telling you, I'm going to get onto it afterwards. Get some more kip. Go on then. Runners and riders. Let's be professional, Cameron. Max Verstappen nailing it again. Different class to the rest of them. He is 8 seconds clear of his teammate Checo Perez. Leclerc in third. 12 seconds adrift of the lead. But again, so the race, I think, is for third place here. Because I said second incorrectly, because let's see how long Charles Leclerc can hang it out for. Lando Norris won't be too happy with that. All of a sudden, courtesy of Charles Leclerc's very long stint, all of a sudden, they're fighting for position on track, aren't they? On equally old tyres. Both Leclerc and Lando Norris are running around on 13 lap old hard tyres. Lando will not be happy about that, especially with his renewed vigour. Lewis Hamilton told to bots, he's in the pit. Oh, the humanity. Go on then, let's see where he comes out then. That's key, isn't it? Well, he comes out behind his teammate George Russell. Q scorched earth Cameron. How has Lewis dropped 2 places? What have they done differently? They haven't even done anything differently apart from Lewis just letting George go by, or being ordered to let George go by, depending on your perspective on things. Here we go. Carlos does have a tyre advantage, 10 laps. But he's got 14 laps on a track around which it's really, really difficult to overtake to make that stick. It will be interesting. Chim, 133 for Perez. Was that right? Who has the fastest lap? Chim. It was a 133. Checo currently has the fastest lap, 133.9. Yeah, Perez fastest lap. Being a professional is important, but also that means muting and unmuting. Practice like pit stops. I know, I'm stupid, Max. Come next time, it's going to get... You need an on-air light. It's so true. It is so true. I'm going to... I will sort out, I promise. This time next week, or even later on this afternoon when we're doing a review video on the race, it's going to get techie because I don't like what I'm seeing here. I do not like... Do I not like that, in the words of the late, great Graham Taylor? Eh? Carlos said, am I in a race here or what? AKA, go for it, mate. However, I think they'll be talking from... I think they'll be saying something differently if Carlos Sainz can get on the gearbox of Charles Leclerc. We have some racing. There is 12 laps left. And then we get a botched pit stop. Well, not that botched. Can you imagine? They struggled with the right rear, the front right tyre. 3.3 seconds. 3.3 seconds. A couple of races ago was just bog standard. It was bog standard for Mercedes. Can you hear my voice going, peddlers? We're getting there, I promise. But Mercedes won't let him. I don't know what's going on with Mercedes. It's long. It's long for them. This race is bonkers and needs some dissecting. Lost a bit of time in the lap. I guess pit stop equals in laps kiddie super. Oh my gosh. Do I not like this? Yeah, anyway, we digress. I'm keen to understand how this has transpired. Like the gap between quali and the race for Mercedes, and in particular Lewis Hamilton, started in 7th, currently in 9th. Talk about something else. Cameron, go on then. What's going on with Sargent? All the way up to 16th. Oh no, Logan. Yellow flag, potentially that's going to go to safety car. Fumes or dust? Oh no. Are we going to... Oh, what's he doing going backwards? Eesh, that car needs a wash, doesn't it? Oof. Careful, Logan. Okay, so Logan, no safety car then, because Logan's kept it running. But you need to go easy, Logan. Down to 17th now. Keep it clean, Logan. Keep it clean. Safety car, thanks to Logan Sargent. As usual, CBD, you're cracking me up, mate. Going into reverse. Oh my God, he's so aggressive. He's just not clean, is it? Oh, what is he doing? Do your braking before you start turning, Logan. In those cars, in anything rear-wheel drive, mate, you can't brake and steer at the same time, Logan. This is basics at this point, chap. Come on, Logan. Be serious with it, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Not good enough. No safety car. Andrea Kimi Antonelli will be watching this, like, rubbing his hands ahead of Monza. He's going to be like, sub me in, chaps, put me in that car. There is a conversation to be had by James Vowles and Toto Wolff. Imagine Toto. Toto must be watching this thinking, I should have stayed at home, and this is just not even worth it. Why did I even come to the Grand Prix to back this nonsense? Rubbish car, W15. Although I rate him for being there. Logan should have stayed in the go. Shouldn't he, Max? What's the point at this thing? And I tried to back him. To what end? Oh, Lando is struggling. Look at that. So Lando's quicker. Hold on. Oh yeah, so Lando is quicker. He wasn't quick on the last lap, but he's struggling. He's close, isn't he? Oh, sorry, Carlos. All right, so Carlos is on a charge. What am I talking about? Carlos is on a charge on 10 laps. Fresher, hard, compound. No more DRS help between mates like we saw at Singapore. But Carlos is going to need to nail him very quick. Oh, he's set him up and under. He's setting up the switchback, isn't he, onto the start-finish straight. Go on, then. Go on, then. There's Carlos. Loved that from Carlos. All right, then. So now we're going to get some racing between. Has that defence from Lando Norris saved Charles Leclerc? 10 laps remaining. Go on, then. All eyes on the 2 Ferrari drivers, then. I wonder whether they'll be so discerning, whether they'll be so encouraging towards Carlos Sainz now. Neil, it's a joke, man. He should have stayed at home. It's not worth it. Those days you want to work from home like this, right? Sainz, Leclerc fight for podium, incoming, exactly that, Aaron. Go on then, all eyes on their lap times respectively. That's what I'm keen to see. That's exactly what I'm keen to see. Right. One more to go for the podium, says Carlos. Let's go, chap. Let's go. Can you see precise? He's locked in on Leclerc. Yeah, we're going to get some racing here. Go on then, guys. Now it gets excited, eh? 1 second adrift already. Holy smoke. Nearly within DRS. Go on then, manage this one, Ferrari. Manage this one. Oh my gosh, Charles has been told, don't lose time with Carlos. We are racing Checo. That's not going to be good, is it? Go on then, driver of the day. Let's get some voting on. No, he's not. Charles Leclerc isn't racing Lando. Let's get some driver of the day voting going on. I apologise again for being a bit quiet on the stream, but you guys can see that I'm on vocal safe mode and it's so early in the morning still. 8 AM after the race, holy smoke. But we should not moan. Gotta be Carlos. I don't hate that. I think Carlos has driven well, but I suppose this is one of those ones where you want to see how it plays out, right? With 8 laps left. Go on, let's have a gander. Half a second is the difference between the Scuderia Ferrari pairing. Stop the count. Where is Carlos as an option? Yeah, the driver of the day, Max. Ryan, so it's hard in these circumstances, right, when Max is just doing what you'd expect him to do. Nailed him round the outside. Tidy from Carlos there. So here's the reason why you've got it. Carlos has nailed him again. Let's have a look at this from Carlos. But the problem is, as far as driver of the day, Carlos Sainz has only gained 1 place up to the podium, whereas Charles has gained 4. K-Mag is also a shout, right? Look how much K-Mag has gained 7 positions. Holy smoke. Yuki's where he started out in 10th. I'd give that driver of the day to Yuki. I can't tell lies. Just on just being a romantic, eh? Props to Yuki. First points if he can manage it. Lest I jinx it. Get back in the seat. Carlos is driving it. Hybrid. You echo the sentiments of many. Especially if you can keep this up, right? If you can keep this up for the rest of the championship, which I'm not sure he will. But if he can as a hypothetical, then holy smokes, like, I mean, that's bonkers, eh? Carlos on the podium. Carlos did nothing special today, he just drove. I agree with you. I think people just look at the headlines of a podium, right? Rather than the under or over performance versus where they started. That's the issue. Oof, Lance has driven well as well, up 5 places. Take that. Donkey of the day. Oh my god. Donkey of the day settings. I will say this. So Danny Rick will be in the running for Donkey of the day. The only people currently running around who have lost positions, Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. So you tell me who Donkey of the day is before I start to lose my SH1T again. Yuki saved by a good strat though, not an especially good drive. I hear you, hybrid. I hear you, hybrid. But I'm with Kaori on this, and Jomo. I would give it happily to Yuki, just on sentimentality grounds. I'll be honest. Oh my god, look at Lance dialed in round the outside of K-Mag. Do not hate that. Where's that, Lance Stroll? Where have you been all race, Lance, to be driving like that? Oof, look at that. Mate, when he's ready, Lance isn't bad. If you can get dialed in. Look at Mike Crack will be loving that round the outside. Lest we forget that going around the outside, it's more distance, isn't it? So it's a bit of a piss take of a move to do that to a high level driver. Overtake round the outside. Charles did magic on that first stint, not even red, but no, I agree with you, Joseph. Charles Leclerc he's driven very, very well this race, even though his teammate will get the headlines, up 4 places on his 8th position. On his 8th position starting place. Science, please catch checker. Oh my god. Nah, no chance. 8 seconds adrift, 6 laps left. Although he's just gone purple last lap, hasn't he? 1:33.8. Purple from Carlos Sainz, but a little bit too little too late, especially as Checo's behave yourself, Lance. It's unbelievable how bad our car is on the straight. Lance Stroll says it's a different category. That voice is going to get memed, Lance. It was far too high pitched, sir. Put some bass in your voice when you say no, that stuff complaining. Lest you wish to get, yeah, Kaori. Me and the great minds, eh? What's he doing? What a clown. He's, I'm dying. Different formula. Stroll making Baxi look like an amateur. Did Baxi back Stroll? Completely dying. Oh, the thought. Yeah, I get you. I love it. I love the singing analogy. Brilliant. Oh, I can't wait to get my voice back for the next stream. I'm telling you, it's going to be chaos. I can't even wait to get it back for later on for the video that I'm going to make on this Mercedes nonsense. Just shambles each and every single bloody time. Like, please, Yuki, keep that point from Lance. I know, I just spotted it. As Ted Kravitz said, I think 6 seconds adrift, five laps remaining. As at last lap, there was a 0.4 difference between the two. No, Lance isn't catching it quick enough, isn't he? And plus those soft tyres, he's already done 13 laps on them, so they're going to fall off a cliff anytime soon. He's done a load of pit stops, hasn't he, Lance? Soft 1, 2, 3 stop. Nico Hulkenberg on K-Mag. K-Mag just needs to just go home now, let's be honest. What's he done? I know he's up 5 places, but bloody Nora. Seeing the way Hulk just drove around him. To be fair, on 11 lap younger tyres, 23% have voted Charles Leclerc. Fair play. Fair play. What are you guys saying in the chat? 50% of you have gone Yuki. Don't hate that. I don't know why I put Lando in there. It should have been Carlos, shouldn't it? I'm China, right? China's next. I think it is Kyo. They've done it. They've tried to like optimize for the calendar over the course of this season, whereas last season they were just all over the shop, right? Max Verstappen has called out for them to put Singapore. George Russell and Oscar. Oscar's gonna get done over, isn't he? Look at the. Be careful, George. Chew your food, George. Chew your food, George. No more accidents in the latter stages of the Grand Prix, please, George. Just gets too eager too quickly. It's like he's a virgin, and he's trying to chat up a woman, and it's his first time. Like, just relax, George. You know. Yeah, decent race, Joseph. I don't hate that. He has to give that back. Max Saudi Suzuka is lit. I don't hate it. Oh my God, George, can you just relax yourself, mate? What's wrong with him? It's for 7th. He's so clumsy at the end of the race when he's just go easy, George. Like, relax, bro. Just like set it up. Get the DRS and nail it. And now you're going to get investigated. You've already got a fine. Like, what are you doing, George? Just. I don't like to see that, Anthony Davidson. Stop being so bloody clumsy. And now, George, look. The downside of that, George, is now Lando's gotten away with 2 laps remaining. Or Piastri, sorry. And Piastri's said for them to investigate it. Oh, what is Gasly doing? Oh God, this is chaos. Go on then. Here's the betting now. George is trying, bro. Piastri just cheat. So here's the problem though. You got to be clean, right? That's exactly it. Hybrid. Take your socks off, George. Like, just set it up, because now you've jeopardized that position. Okay, so it's only 7th ultimately. But you've jeopardised the position. You've only got 2 laps to get it done now, George. If you just set it up properly first time round, you wouldn't have a problem. But I digress. Go on, let's see how this plays out now. At least we've got some racing towards the end of the race. CBD, will we see Russell tripping behind Alonso again? Needs to get past Oscar first. Piastri brake check. You guys are killing me. But that's what he claimed. Interestingly, they didn't talk about it in the press conference, not the press conference, the driver's briefing, apparently. Although I know Max Verstappen would have had something to say on that. I think George would have just had to hold that. He was in the wrong. Why were you looking down at your steering wheel going into the braking zone with Fernando Alonso in front of you? Look at him just driving all weird all of a sudden. He's just not finessed enough. I think George will be a champion one day, absolutely. However, like at the end of the race when he's got, look at him, he's just all over the place. Just like, Fernando Alonso doing a Singapore. Carlos Sainz just helping Oscar Piastri along, isn't he? Smart. You're not gonna. Fernando Alonso is god tier, man. I think it's a privilege in and amongst all. Yeah, that's it, Uncle Elias. I'm just seeing it. Mad. See, this is the problem with you, George. You only got one opportunity and you fluffed it, mate. You didn't set it up properly when you had the opportunity. Not good enough, King George of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. It's not good enough, bro. Like, you gotta be a bit more finesse than this, you know. Like, just a little bit more. Like, chew your food before you swallow it, mate. Getting a bit tired of this narrative from George. Gotta be better, you know. Thank you for bearing with me, guys, this stream, but I've oh my gosh, Aaron. Yeah. The video afterwards is gonna be daft. George is going to come in for some criticism. Lewis has got to get criticised in addition to Mercedes. Bloody Magnussen's been a bit of a donkey. Oh my God, Oscar's gone wide. All right, let's have a go, George. But this is the last lap. Oof, just barely, George. Seized victory from the jaws of defeat. He will be kicking himself from that mistake. Anthony Davidson, you've had it right. Uncle Eli says Oscar's racecraft isn't great. Oscar went too far off the line to recover the corner. I think you guys might be right, but ultimately, I think George just had too much speed, didn't he? Let's look at their tyre offset. 26 laps on those hards, as versus 16 for George Russell on mediums. George was on mediums. So who's always going to be quicker there as Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag. As we get the pit crew out there celebrating. Fair play, Checo. Fair play. Oh my gosh, are you guys hearing that? 4 consecutive 1-2s from Red Bull. And then Sainz and Leclerc last week. I mean, 57 for Max, 50 so. It's foreboding, isn't it? The sense of inevitability from Max Verstappen at this stage is just like, he's overbearing, all-encompassing even. Chaos race, man. I wish that my voice was good. I'd have been cursing some really, really bad words. What a season by Carlos thus far, Pancon. And I hope he can continue and extend it. I really do. Mercedes tomfoolery aside, we need more races like this. Kaori, you know what the joke is? I think you're right still, but Suzuka's a dying breed of a circuit. More city tracks, less old school circuits so that they can maximise the attendance, the viewing numbers from those in person, and so ticket prices, right? Brilliant weekend, says Christian. Absolutely, man. He's been levels. He absolutely has been levels. Right. Do you guys like this track? I love this. Can you guys see this track? Oh, that track is... I do like the look of that. Right, we've got the setup for next stream. And by that time, I will have my voice back. Promise. Yeah, Yuki gets his point. Let's go, Yuki Tsunoda. How do you mean? Come on, Yuki. Charles Leclerc gets you driver of the day. You guys disagree though, didn't you? You guys said Yuki. Are you changing your mind now and voting Charles? No, I think I'd give that to Yuki. Carlos Sainz Jr. again. This is the best drive by Charles this season. Yeah, he's driven very well. Shame, though, that F1 people won't give him his credit right. He won't get the plaudits by virtue of the fact that he didn't finish on the podium. Look at my voice coming back all of a sudden. You'd be forgiven for thinking that I was bloody feigning injury. Like a footballer of sorts. Only figure of 8 track. Yeah, it's a bonkers track. And I've been watching races at Suzuka for the longest time as well. Even on Best Motoring, for you guys that are fans of sports car racing and hypercar racing. That they used to race stock cars around there, didn't they? Type in Best Motoring on YouTube. Tough day for Lewis. Don't even bring me down there, Spencer. Bloody Nora, look at that Red Bull. Look at the haunches of it. Proper reminiscent of the Mercedes W14, isn't it? Last year, they've stolen directly. Oh, just a black and white flag. Mate, silence on Ruinous. Adrian Newey receiving a massive contract from Aston Martin. What's this? Helmut Mark has been talking about Adrian Newey. That's interesting. Remember the future. You're a legend. If Sainz goes to Red Bull, he gives Max Verstappen big headaches. He's miles quicker than Perez. Is it? I don't know if Carlos is quick enough, consistently enough. Here he is, the man of the day, Yuki Tsunoda. Get your helmet off, Yuki. Good helmet, mate. You're yawning, sick, vocal cords then. Oh my gosh, Neil. It is a big day of football, isn't it? For the Premier League. Who have you got, Neil? Who do you fancy, mate? In the Liverpool-Man United clash. Can Man United do what they did a couple of weeks back and work miracles? I'm going to hang around a few more minutes and see it out towards the end. Because although my vocal cords could do the rest, couldn't they? And my eyes as well. Bloody Dora, guys. Do you want to moan some more, Cameron? Like, what are you playing at, cha? Watch Max race, real on board. It's mechanical, like an alien Matrix simulation. Behind the wheel, Max had he's levels. Kyrie, give Carlos that RB1 and we'll know how his talent really shines. He's very, very good. I think it could happen, you know. Perez for sure got carried this race. Yeah, it's hard to differentiate between Checo and the car, right? It's really, really tough. Maybe this was the car, but he's still, ultimately, even if you have the car, you still gotta go and execute. So I don't know. I think he's worthy of some credit, a little bit. As Carlos and Max have a cheeky chat. I love the post-race chats. I'm not going to lie to you. They need to they need to mic them all up properly as soon as they jump out the car, so I can hear the dialogue properly. You know. Are they talking? Are those future teammates having a conversation, sharing a cheeky in joke or two? Yeah, you definitely don't want to hear my sneezing. Tell you that for now. CBD says, rest assured in a Red Bull, this Carlos will give Max trouble. More trouble than Checo, I think, is the pertinent point. Bono told Lucy had front wing damage, says Cameron. CBD, you a joker. Coyote. I can't even get the farewell out the way. You guys have been legends. Thank you so much for bearing with me and my nonsense voice and my sneezing and my coughing and my spluttering. Super early. I'm blaming it on that. It's been a decent race. 7 out of 10 commentary from Cameron. I will get better for next week when I have an actual voice. Next race. Video coming out later on where I'm going to be going scorched earth because I've had enough. Probably a live stream again once I can get my Gesundheit. Dankeschön. When I can get myself sorted out. Thank you so much. You guys have been legends. Appreciate each and every single one of you to the moon. Between that and next time, as always, remember to look but never stare. Boys.